There comes a time in life when the ground beneath you starts to shift, when the air around you feels different, when your very soul whispers that something greater is on the horizon. It is in these moments that you must listen, for when God is about to give you something big, the universe will begin to send you signs. But here's the truth. Not everyone sees them. Not everyone recognizes them. And those who do, those who have the courage to believe, the faith to hold on, and the wisdom to act, are the ones who step into the life they were meant to live. If you have been feeling restless, if doors have been closing, if people have been walking away, don't despair. Rejoice, because these are the signs that a breakthrough is coming, and God is preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. When something big is on the way, the very fabric of your life begins to shift. It is as if the ground you have been standing on suddenly feels unsteady, as if the things you once relied upon no longer hold the same weight. People you thought would always be there start to fade away, not because you have done anything wrong, but because they are no longer meant to walk the next part of your journey with you. The things you once found comfort in may start to feel unfamiliar, and the plans you carefully laid out may no longer seem to fit. This is not chaos. It is divine order, rearranging your life in ways you cannot yet understand. You may start to feel disconnected from old habits and routines, almost as if you are outgrowing the life you once lived. The conversations that once excited you now feel empty. The spaces that once felt like home now feel restrictive. This is the moment when your spirit is being prepared for something greater, and it is telling you that where you are is no longer where you are meant to stay. The discomfort you feel is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is shifting, and that shift is necessary for your growth. Often this transformation begins subtly. Small inconveniences start piling up, little disruptions that push you toward something new. Maybe you lose interest in the work you once loved, or certain relationships begin to feel strained without any real explanation. These are the early whispers of change, the signals that the old is making way for the new. And if you pay close attention, you will begin to realize that these shifts are not random. They are deliberate. They are orchestrated in such a way that you have no choice but to move forward, even if you are not entirely sure where forward leads. At first, these changes may feel unsettling, even painful. It is natural to resist, to try to hold on to the familiar, to fight against the currents pulling you in a different direction. But the more you resist, the more difficult the process becomes. Life will keep nudging you, sometimes gently, sometimes forcefully, until you accept that what once was can no longer be. And the moment you surrender to this shift, the moment you stop clinging to what is leaving, you will begin to feel a new sense of clarity. You will see that every disruption, every sudden change is not happening to you, but for you. You may notice that people who were once central in your life are slowly drifting away, not because of conflict, but simply because the alignment that once held you together is no longer there. Some relationships are seasonal, meant to teach you something and then fade. Holding on to them past their time only delays the blessings waiting ahead. There is nothing to mourn in this shift. What is leaving is simply making room for what is coming, and what is coming is far greater than what is gone. There will also be moments when doors close unexpectedly. Opportunities you were counting on may fall through. Plans you were certain of may crumble before your eyes. It may feel as though everything is working against you, but in truth, it is all working in your favor. If that opportunity was truly meant for you, it would have remained. If that relationship was part of your destiny, it would not have dissolved. Trust that every closed door is redirecting you towards something that is not only better, but necessary for your growth. And then, just when it feels like everything is shifting beyond your control, you will begin to sense something new emerging within you, a deeper awareness, a stronger faith, a knowing that cannot be explained but cannot be ignored. This is the moment when your vision starts to clear, When you begin to see that every shift, every loss, every unexpected turn was designed to elevate you. It was never about what you were losing. It was always about what you were making space to receive. Your world is shifting not to break you, but to awaken you. Every disruption is an invitation to rise. Every ending is the beginning of something greater. And even though you may not see the full picture yet, trust that you are being moved into alignment with the life that was always meant for you. There will come a time when something inside of you starts whispering that it is time to release, to let go of what no longer serves you. At first, you may not understand it. You may find yourself questioning why certain things feel heavier than they used to, why certain people drain your energy instead of uplifting you, why the things that once brought you comfort now feel like burdens. It is not that anything has changed on the outside. It is you who are changing. Something within you is awakening, and that awakening demands space. You cannot carry the weight of the past and expect to step fully into the future that is waiting for you. You may start to feel uneasy, as if something within you is urging you to walk away from things you once held dear. It could be a relationship that no longer aligns with your spirit, a job that does not challenge or inspire you, or even habits and routines that have kept you in the same cycle for too long. The familiar begins to feel restrictive, and the things you once tolerated become unbearable. This is not random. It is a sign that you are outgrowing certain aspects of your life, and in order to step into something bigger, you must be willing to release what is no longer meant to go with you. At first, letting go feels unnatural. The mind clings to what is known, even if it is not what is best. You may find yourself bargaining with the past, trying to make excuses to hold on just a little longer. But deep inside, you already know the truth. The more you resist, the heavier it becomes. The more you try to force what is no longer meant to be, the more life will show you that it is time to surrender. Holding on too tightly will only prolong the discomfort, because what is leaving is already gone in spirit. It is only a matter of time before it leaves in form. Then comes the moment of realization, the moment when you understand that letting go is not a loss but a transformation. It is not about giving up, it is about making space. You cannot receive new blessings while your hands are full of things that are weighing you down. When you cling to what no longer serves you, you block the flow of what is meant for you. Life is always moving, always shifting, always evolving, and when you try to hold on to what is meant to pass, you only create resistance. As you begin to release, you may feel a mix of emotions, relief, sadness, fear, even uncertainty. That is natural. The mind fears change because it cannot yet see what is ahead, but your spirit knows. It knows that by letting go, you are aligning yourself with something greater. You may not see it immediately, but in time you will look back and realize that everything you released was necessary for your growth. What you once thought you couldn't live without will no longer hold power over you. What once felt impossible to walk away from will seem like a distant memory. The process of letting go will also reveal what is truly meant for you. The people who are meant to stay will remain without force. The opportunities that align with your purpose will present themselves without struggle, and most importantly, the version of yourself that was buried under fear, doubt, and attachment will begin to rise. You will start to feel lighter, more at peace, more in tune with who you are meant to be. Letting go is not just about releasing external things. It is about shedding the layers that no longer reflect your highest self. There will be moments when you are tempted to go back, to revisit the things you walked away from, to reopen doors that were meant to stay closed. But with every step forward, you will realize that what you left behind was never truly yours to begin with. The comfort you once sought in the past will no longer feel the same, because you have changed, you have grown, and growth always comes at the price of leaving something behind. When the urge to let go becomes undeniable, trust it. It is not a mistake, it is not a coincidence, it is a calling to step into the unknown, to embrace the uncertainty, to make space for the abundance that is waiting for you. What is meant for you will never require you to shrink, to struggle, or to beg to stay. Letting go is not the end, it is the beginning of something greater than you ever imagined. When something big is about to enter your life, you will face tests and challenges that seem almost designed to break you. These are not random obstacles. They are not mere coincidences. They are the necessary trials that refine you, shape you, and prepare you for the magnitude of what is coming. The challenges may come in different forms: unexpected setbacks, disappointments, betrayals, or moments where you feel completely lost. It may seem as if everything is going wrong, as if life is pushing you to your limits. But in reality, these trials are revealing who you truly are. They are stripping away the doubts, the fears, and the weaknesses that cannot go with you into the next chapter of your journey. You may find yourself questioning everything. Why is this happening now? Why, just when you thought you were making progress, does everything seem to fall apart? It is because transformation is uncomfortable, growth demands discomfort. If life were easy, if everything came without resistance, there would be no reason to rise higher, no need to develop resilience, no opportunity to become stronger. The tests are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to show you what you are capable of. They are meant to prove to you that you can withstand the storm and still come out standing. During this time, you may face opposition from the very people you expected to support you. Friends may turn distant. Family may not understand your vision, and those who once cheered for you may suddenly seem indifferent. This is one of the hardest tests to endure because it forces you to stand alone, to rely on your own inner strength rather than the validation of others. But this is necessary. The next level of your life requires a version of you that is independent, unshaken, and confident in your purpose, even when no one else sees it. At times, the challenges will feel relentless. You will face moments when you wonder if you should just give up, if maybe the dream you have been holding on to is not meant for you after all. Doubt will creep in. Fear will try to convince you that the struggle is not worth it. This is the breaking point for many, the moment when people either surrender to their fears or rise above them. What you do in this moment determines everything. Do you let the challenge defeat you, or do you push forward, knowing that the breakthrough is on the other side? These trials will also reveal your hidden strengths. You will discover qualities within yourself that you never knew existed: resilience, wisdom, patience, faith. You will learn how to navigate through uncertainty, how to trust in the process, how to keep going even when everything inside of you wants to stop. The fire of adversity will burn away the parts of you that are weak and leave only the strongest, most refined version of yourself. And once you have gone through the fire, nothing will be able to shake you. There will be moments of isolation, moments where it feels like no one understands what you are going through. But this solitude is part of the test. It is in the quiet, in the stillness, where you will find clarity. When you are stripped of distractions, when you have no choice but to sit with yourself and your thoughts, that is when you will hear the voice of your purpose speaking the loudest. You will begin to see why certain things had to happen, why certain people had to leave, why certain doors had to close. The pieces of the puzzle will start to come together, and you will realize that every challenge was pushing you towards something greater. As you face these trials, you will notice a shift within yourself. The things that once triggered you no longer hold power over you. The fears that once controlled you begin to fade. You will become stronger, more confident, more grounded in your purpose. You will start to recognize that these challenges were never meant to stop you. They were meant to reveal your strength. Every difficulty was a lesson, every setback a redirection, every loss a blessing in disguise. What you are facing now is not the end. It is the preparation for something extraordinary. The challenges are not there to break you, but to refine you. They are clearing the way, shaping you into the person who is ready to receive what has always been meant for you. And when the time comes, when the storm finally passes, you will look back and realize that every trial was necessary. Every test was preparing you for the blessing that is about to arrive. There will come a time when everything you believe will be tested. The faith you once carried so easily will begin to feel heavier, as if the weight of uncertainty is pressing down on you. You will find yourself in situations where there is no clear answer, no visible path forward, and no reassurance that things will turn out the way you hope. It will feel as though life is asking you to step into the unknown without proof, to trust in what you cannot see, to believe in an outcome that has yet to materialize. This is the moment when your faith will be stretched beyond anything you have ever experienced before. Doubt will whisper in your mind, trying to convince you that your belief is misplaced. You will feel the temptation to turn back, to choose the safety of what is known rather than the uncertainty of what is possible. The road ahead will not offer guarantees, only a quiet voice within that tells you to keep going. This is the refining process, the place where weak faith crumbles and strong faith is built. You will not be able to rely on external validation or signs that make the journey easier. Instead, you will be called to trust when there is no evidence, to trust when the odds seem stacked against you, to trust when everything in you wants to give up. Circumstances may seem as if they are working against you. Delays will arise, doors will close, and the answers you seek may not come in the way you expect. But this is not a punishment. It is preparation. Faith does not grow in comfort, it grows in the struggle, in the moments where you have nothing left to lean on but your belief. Every delay is shaping you, every obstacle is teaching you endurance, and every unanswered question is inviting you to surrender control and trust the process. The stretching of your faith is not meant to break you, but to expand you, to make you capable of receiving the magnitude of what is coming. At times you will feel isolated, as if you are walking this path alone. The people around you may not understand your journey. They may question your choices, doubt your vision, or try to convince you that what you are hoping for is impossible. This is where your faith must rise above the noise. You cannot allow the opinions of others to dictate what you know to be true. Faith is a deeply personal experience. It is not based on what others see or believe, but on what you know in your heart to be real. The moment you begin to rely on the approval of others is the moment your faith begins to weaken. There will be moments of exhaustion, where you feel as though you have been waiting too long, working too hard, believing for too much. You will wonder if the struggle is worth it, if the promise you are holding on to is even real. But it is in these moments, when everything in you wants to quit, that you must push forward. Faith is not about instant gratification. It is about enduring the process, about trusting that even when nothing is happening on the surface, everything is shifting beneath it. The roots of your belief are growing deeper, anchoring you so that when the breakthrough finally comes, you will be strong enough to hold it. Through this stretching, you will begin to understand that faith is not just about believing in something when it is easy. It is about standing firm when it is hard. It is about holding onto your vision when circumstances contradict it. About believing in abundance when lack surrounds you. About trusting in healing when all you feel is brokenness. Faith is not passive, it is active. It requires effort, persistence, and the willingness to keep walking even when the road ahead is unclear. Every step you take in faith is a declaration that you refuse to be ruled by fear, that you choose to believe in something greater than what you see. As your faith stretches, so will your capacity to receive. The very challenges that once felt impossible will become stepping stones towards something greater. You will begin to see that the process was never about the outcome, it was about who you became in the process. The waiting, the struggle, the unanswered prayers were never meant to discourage you, they were meant to prepare you. Because what is coming is bigger than what you imagined, and without this stretching, you would not have been ready for it. Everything that is happening right now is strengthening you. Every test of your faith is shaping you into someone who is unshakable, someone who does not waver in the face of adversity. The stretching is uncomfortable, but it is necessary. because on the other side of it, you will not only receive what you have been waiting for, you will have become the person who is ready to hold it.